my $300 a month HOA fee, it became $750. And then, believe it or not, they sued me. Let me tell you what happened. Look, that nightmare, it's not just my story. It's a warning. For millions of people, buying a home in a homeowners association is, well, it's the only option. But, and this is a big but, it could be the biggest financial mistake of your life if you don't know the secrets hidden in plain sight. Today, I am pulling back the curtain on the HOA horror story nobody tells you, and I'm going to give you a 9-point checklist to make sure it never, ever happens to you. Okay, first things first, you need to become a detective. Seriously. Your first stop, the last, say, 2 to 3 years of HOA meeting minutes. Now, I know, it sounds incredibly boring, right? But I promise you, these documents, they're a goldmine of drama and, frankly, dysfunction. This is where you see the board's true priorities. I once reviewed the minutes for a condo building where the board spent an entire 45-minute meeting debating the, get this, correct shade of beige for the hallway paint. In the very next line item, a motion to get a quote for a roof leak that was damaging 3 units was cabled for the next meeting. What does that tell you? Yeah, it tells you they are focused on trivial control, not protecting the building's structural integrity. These minutes show you every argument, every petty squabble, every ignored warning. This isn't about beige paint. It's about seeing where your money and their attention will really go. And that leads directly to the most critical number of all. All right, point number 2, and this one is huge. You must review the HOA's reserve fund. Think of it like this. It's the community's emergency savings account. You know, for the big, expensive, but totally predictable repairs. Replacing the roof in 20 years, repaving the roads in 10, repainting the whole complex in 7, that kind of stuff. An HOA should have a professional reserve study done every few years that tells them exactly how much they should have saved. Your goal is to see a fund that is at least 70% funded, but, ideally it's 100% funded. Anything less? Well, it's a ticking time bomb. Really. A beautiful coastal community in Florida. The reserve fund is only 30% funded. Why? Because past boards wanted to keep fees artificially low. A hurricane hits. The damage is catastrophic. The HOA needs $10 million for new roofs and siding. They only have $3 million. So, where does the other $7 million come from? It comes from you. Suddenly, every one of the 200 homeowners gets a bill, a special assessment for $35,000, and it's due in 90 days. Wow, your dream home has just become an inescapable financial nightmare. This happens. A healthy reserve fund is your shield. A weak one is the trigger. And that brings us right to point 3. Check the special assessment history. Look, one unexpected assessment for a true, an unforeseeable act of God, okay, that might be understandable. But a history of them? Oh, that is a giant, waving red flag for just gross mismanagement. It proves the board cannot create or follow a budget. They're governing by crisis. I've seen communities that had 3 special assessments in 5 years. First, for the pool pump, then to resurface the tennis courts, then to install a new security gate. None of these are emergencies. They are predictable expenses that should have been in the reserve fund all along. And here's the truly insidious detail most people miss. Depending on the state and the HOA's own rules, the board can often pass a special assessment up to a certain amount without a homeowner vote. You might not even have a say before that massive bill lands on your doorstep. Okay, point 4. This is the homework nobody wants to do, but listen to me, it's non-negotiable. You have to read the CC&Rs. That's the covenants, conditions, and restrictions from cover to cover. Yeah, the whole thing. This is the legal document, the contract you are signing. It can and will dictate what you can do with the property you supposedly own. People laugh when they hear about crazy HOA rules, but I assure you, they are real. I've seen CC&Rs that forbid parking a pickup truck in your own driveway overnight. I've seen rules that dictate the exact species of flowers you're allowed to plant. Rules that limit how many days a family member can visit you. Rules that forbid you from changing the oil in your own closed garage. It can be, absolutely insane. You are not just buying a home, you are agreeing to abide by a rule book that can govern your life in ways you cannot imagine. "I didn't know" is never a valid legal defense. Next, point 5, look for pending litigation. Your real estate agent should help you find this. Is the HOA currently suing a homeowner? Is a homeowner suing the HOA? Is the HOA suing the original developer? If the answer is yes to any of these, you need to be extremely cautious. Lawsuits are a symptom of a deep underlying disease in the community. They are also incredibly expensive. And who pays the thousands or hundreds of thousands in legal fees? You do. It comes from your dues. But here's the unexpected kicker. Pending litigation can make it nearly impossible to get a mortgage or to refinance. Lenders see an HOA in a lawsuit as an unstable and unacceptable financial risk. You could buy the home with cash, but then you might be trapped, unable to refinance or sell to anyone who needs a loan. Okay, let's not buying a home. You are buying a ticket to a war zone. Okay, let's take a quick breath here. We've just covered the foundational documents and the biggest financial red flags. We're about halfway through this critical checklist. And if this information is already opening your eyes, do me a quick favor and tap that like button. It tells YouTube that this is valuable information that more people need to see. And make sure you are subscribed with that notification bell turned on, because you do not want to miss the final 4 points, especially the last one, which is the ultimate threat no one thinks is real. Now, while we're on the topic of building true financial security, many of you have asked me how I built a life outside the typical 9-to-5 grind. It comes down to creating systems that work for you. I've put a link in the description to a resource that I think is incredibly powerful. It reveals the exact framework that ordinary people are using right now to build 7-figure online businesses with simple tools like YouTube and AI, often starting from absolute scratch. This isn't some get-rich-quick nonsense. It's a blueprint. It's about applying the same kind of due diligence and strategic thinking we're talking about today, not just to your expenses, but to your income. It's about building real, sustainable freedom. So after you finish this video, check out that link. It might just be the most important thing you do today. All right, let's get back to it. Point 6, check the percentage of owner-occupied homes versus rentals. This is a metric most buyers just completely ignore, and honestly, it can be devastating. Why does it matter? Because when the ratio of renters gets too high, the tipping point is often around 50%, many lenders will simply refuse to write new mortgages in that community. This includes many FHA and conventional loans. They see a high concentration of renters as a less stable community and a riskier investment. So, you buy your condo. 5 years later, you go to sell. You discover the investor-owned units have crept up to 55%. Suddenly, your pool of potential buyers, anyone who needs a standard mortgage, vanishes overnight. The only people who can buy your place are cash buyers or investors, and they will demand a steep discount. This single number can cripple your property value and your ability to exit. Point 7 is, it's simple but really powerful. Review the fee increase history for the last, let's say 5 years. Small, gradual increases that track with inflation are perfectly normal and healthy. It shows the board is planning ahead. But what you're looking for is a pattern of consistent, steep increases. 10%, 15%, 20% year after year. This is a massive red flag. It tells you the board has no idea how to manage a budget and is constantly in a state of panic, raising fees to cover their past failures. That affordable $300 a month fee you see today could easily become $500 a month in 3 years. You have to project the future cost, not just the current one. It's that classic story, right? Boiling a frog. The increases are just slow enough that you don't really notice, until one day you're cooked. Okay, number 8. Get away from the paperwork for a minute and talk to actual human beings. The official documents tell one story. The people who actually live there, they tell the real one. Walk through the neighborhood on a Saturday afternoon. See someone washing their car or walking their dog? Stop and ask them. Don't ask, "Do you like living here?" That's a closed question. Ask an open-ended one. What's the one thing you can't stand about living here? Or, any drama with the board I should know about? I once did this, and a man told me with a wry smile, "Oh, the board is great, if you like being told what to do by King George." Wow, he was referring to the board president who ran the HOA like his personal fiefdom. That one sentence, that little bit of strategic humor, told me more than 100 pages of financial statements. This is the intel that will never be written down. And now, for the final and maybe the most important point. This is the one that people just refuse to believe is possible, until it's too late. Point 9. Your HOA can foreclose on your home. Let me say that again. For unpaid fees and fines, your homeowners association can force the sale of your house. In many states, the HOA lien gets a super priority status, meaning it can even take precedence over your primary mortgage. This isn't a myth. This is a legal, verifiable power. According to a report by WSB-TV in Atlanta, a woman named Patricia Quigley was in a dispute with her HOA over a debt that began with about $700 in unpaid dues. Through a series of events, fines, and legal fees, she lost her home. It was purchased at a foreclosure auction by her own HOA for, get this, the shocking price of $3.24. Her home, her equity, everything she had built was taken from her over a dispute that started with a few $100s. This is the ultimate horror story. It proves that this is not just about a fine for leaving your trash cans out too long. This is about an organization that can hold the power of financial life and death over your single biggest asset. You must understand this risk before you sign a single piece of paper. So, to wrap this all up, buying into an HOA doesn't have to be a nightmare, but you absolutely must go into it with your eyes wide open. You have to become a financial and social detective. Scrutinize the meeting minutes for drama, audit the reserve fund for weakness, read every single word of the CC&Rs, and understand the absolute power the HOA holds. This brings me to a question for you. After hearing all this, which would you choose? Option A, a home in a, let's say, poorly managed HOA with a really tempting low monthly fee, or B, a home in a very well-managed, probably strict HOA, but with a much higher, but stable, monthly fee. Let me know your choice, A or B, and why, in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious to see what you think. And if you think an HOA is the only hidden force quietly draining your wealth, you'll want to see our next video. Thank you for your incredible time and attention today. Stay sharp, stay informed, and protect your future.